Mashiach. Shochin Nachash. Shadeiras, give me a second. I need to find it. It's like obvious. Okay, b'chol eifen. So the Gemara connects it. Now, Shkocha Pratis, Nachash is, but that's the Lumazeh. This thing, Bigematria, but in the Lumazeh. The opposite and the negative elements.
But if you see a Talmud Chacham, you should wrap him around you like a belt. Like
on the other hand, it says, Take Nachash, Nekem v'neiter kenachash, that it says a Talmud Chacham takes revenge and speaks up for himself like a Nachash. So I think there's a beer from the Rebbe. Why is it that a Talmud Chacham, a scholar, will take revenge as a Nachash? He says, what does it mean? So he says it means the same way that the Nachash has no taste in what it's eating. It's eating this. The same way the Talmud Chacham has no taste in this machlekes, but he's standing up for his for covered atayra. Sometimes people don't realize they're standing for their covet and they call it covered atayra. Yeah. It's happening a lot lately, different circles. Yeah. It's like there was once a Maisa, somebody was once in a certain city and they wanted to give him a certain upper patch. So they told him, picture, he says, you're taking a whole cabinet of svarim and hitting. He says, you're taking a whole cabinet of svarim, a book cabinet, and eating. And he's like the svarim, like he's full of books. So it's not so much the Torah, but you think about himself. The Chol Eifim, I can go through the whole Perek Chelik, but it's in Perek Chelik. Huh? So Mela Mitzia is something that's beyond calculation. So this is the lashon Vayimtza. Vayimtza means that Yitzchok, through his Aveda, he found that he was even more yet than his Aveda. Ki Amidas da Neshama in Bein Arech Legabi Sharsham. Amidas the Tikkun. The Midas of the Neshama, the Midas, the emotions that are in the soul, are Bein Arech, and not to compare Legabi Sharsham, their source, Amidas the Tikkun, which is the Midas, the emotions of Tikkun. And surely the emotions of the animal soul that are in the pleasures of this physical world, you can't compare them, they're out of range. Legabe their roots in midas the tail, in the chaos world. Midas the tikkun and midas the tail, that to bring down, to draw down these 100 new revelations, features. So when we have the emotions of the godly soul refining the emotions of the animal soul, what is accomplished from that as a result of that? So this is a mitzia. This is finding something which is not within the range of the calculation. And then the pasuk continues and says an additional thing. In addition to finding men 100-fold, the second thing is, Hashem, he blessed him. That this is even higher yet than finding 100-fold. For Yuvan Zabehegdim, it'll be understood. It says in the Medrash, that the Eibishter does not uplift someone to a position till he checks him and he tests him. Very interesting. This is Srora. This is talking in 19 Tafshin Chav Zayin. Forget about the English date, which is 66. Srora means leadership. This is around the Yemaledes of Shazar. Shazar was elected once in 63. The Rebbe told him to run, and he was elected. I think in 63. And I think this was around the time. We have to find out when was the next time. I think he ran twice. Shazar. Now Begin is later, but Shazar is in the Chofs. The Rebbe told him to run once, and I think a second. I think it was twice. And this was Prime Minister was Eshkel in the 6-Day War, but Shazar I think was the president then. So this is around his Yemaledes, and the Rebbe just puts it into the MaMaar that the Eibishter does not elevate someone to a position till he checks him.
The president of Israel is not an important.
Doesn't matter. By the Rebbe, it was important. I found a zettel this week. I saw a zettel, an amazing zettel. It's interesting. A zettel means a note. A zettel. A zettel is a note. It's an answer the Rebbe wrote to someone. Yidagvir. He asked the Rebbe a question. What the question was, gedenk ich nicht. I don't remember offhand. I have to look it up. But he told the Rebbe he wasn't sure who to turn to. So the Rebbe asked him like this. Bechol koreinu elov. Bechol underline. That in everything we turn to the Eibishter. And the Rebbe says, and I also have that custom. I also do that. Okay. The same thing we find also by Avram. Avram Avinu tested, the Eibishter tested Avram Avinu with 10 tests, and he stood by. He passed. And then he gave him a blessing. Then he blessed him. After the Akedah. Yitzchok was also tested in the days of Avimelech, and he passed. Then the Eibishter blessed him. That after he planted, after he went through all the tests, and he planted, and the Eibishter blessed him. So the Tzemach Tzedek explains, what does it mean, Vashem Berechas Avram Bakel, the Keilu Pnimis HaKeser? What did he bless him with? He blessed him with the highest level of the attribute of the crown, which is Keser. In this level, in this level, there cannot be any initiative on the part of the creations to accomplish an awakening on that level. Because this is a level that's not completely dependent or reacting to any initiative on the part of the creation. That after Avraham Avinu went through the 10 tests, that they correspond to the 10 attributes of Ben Shaychis Arusa de Lasata, which in them is Shaychis Arusa de Lasata, an awakening from below, that a creation here in this physical world initiates a positive thing, a positive initiative and project, and then it has an awakening, it has an impact on the higher worlds. Azai, after he went through all the 10 tests, Azai Berchei Bakel Pnimis HaKeser. Then Hashem blessed Avram Avinu with Pnimis HaKeser, the highest level, the level which is beyond reach of the creation, and the beyond reach of the initiatives of the creation. The Rebbe says the same thing is also b'negea to Yitzchok. Gam b'negea levayivaracheu Hashem shenemar b'Yitzchok la'acharei shomad b'mitminis yene. What it says by Yitzchok after he stood by the test, shevayivaracheu Hashem yibroch avam shachem emokim sheinisaru sedosata magas l'shom. The Vayivaracheu Hashem is a blessing and a drawing down from a level where there can be no initiative on the part of the creation. This is the additional blessing, that in addition to what he found 100-fold in what he accomplished in his own work in refining his animal soul, Vayivaracheu Hashem, he also had a blessing, an additional thing. What's the difference? Finding 100-fold is dependent on his initiative. He implanted Vayizra Yitzchok, he implanted, and Mamele he planted, which means he refined the animal soul characteristics, personal traits, so then there was a drawing down from above. But still, the Rebbe says, this drawing down is out of range of what the person initiated, what Yitzchok initiated. Huh? Right, it's a Shalei Berech in a sense. But MaMaar,
Tzaddik like Yitzchak have an animal soul?
It's not. It's the word is here in everyone in their Aveda what they have to accomplish. Not mamish animal soch. That they were me'enei lam haba. The Gemara says similar to the world to come. They were on a higher level. He found them, which means he had a part in it. Through his awakening initiative, he found them. And after that comes a higher and above and beyond it. A bracha that comes on its own, initiated from on behalf of above. Vayivaracheu Hashem. That the Eibishter blessed him. not dependent at all on the Aveda of Yitzchak.